Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet 5 years later with your host, Jacob Butter. That worked surprisingly well. I guess since I don't have my theme music anymore for this, then just use whatever theme music is there for the stream itself. Yeah, why not? I just got jump scared. Sorry about that one. This will be fun. It's been a while since I used Twitch. Fair enough. It's been a while since I've been exclusively on Twitch and Facebook Live. But then again, it's also been a while since we've had a MyStreet episode turned 5 years old, to the point where I thought it was going to happen on May 30th, and I was misremembering because I remembered on March 30th is when I did my last review, and that's what I was thinking of. Oh my gosh, you're right. The popcorn. That's true. I need to get that. You're right. Yeah, I got to sort that out. Yeah, one moment. I'll use my intermission screen that I rarely ever use. Is this good? Okay, different cinematic music, but it's fine. All right, we'll be back. Oh yeah, you can probably hear that, can't you? Okay, whoops. Well, that's that for now. Let me just close this. Okay, we're good. Nice to see the BRB screen I made after recovering mentally. Typically, I meant to recover from this. What's that one Tiger King quote? I think I'll eventually to recover from this. Well, I haven't seen Tiger King, but I will take that. I mean, yeah, the problem with this one is that, yeah, there is a certain amount of recovery that is required from a few 5 years later, not 5 years later, I mean, Angels Fall episodes particularly. This one, there is a recovery period too from it, but they're not for the reasons that was intended. We've mentioned before that aphmau 3-parters seem to either go with the idea of, you know, the middle one being the most boring, or, you know, full crescendo, but that means that the first one ends up being lackluster by comparison. I think people know where this one's going to go. In case anyone, and if anyone has seen my review of the first one, yeah, we're going to get to a particular section, and you'll know where the section is that will kind of drag this entire thing down. And you'll realize where it is, because we will stay there. And we will ruminate in it. We will wallow for what feels like an eternity. And you may wonder when we're going to actually emerge from it. And it will just keep going. But on this video, mostly because I reviewed something before, we will find our way out. But before that, we've got to find our way in. So without further ado, on with the review. I think this was my format for 5 years later.
How are you alive? I saw you.
How are you alive?
I can't explain it. Lucinda, Zane, and Kim saved me. But there was also...
I mean, that was kind of a, you know, that would work with a ablation. You need CPR!
No, it couldn't have been.
Actually, avoid paradox.
So sorry. My actions put you in a terrible state, and...
Classic, you know, silence your lover by kissing them.
Just stay with me.
I'm just so happy you're alive.
Yeah, about that. Bleh. man, I forgot how much Aaron liked jam. He's covered in it. And yes, that is very true. You know, Aaron Aaron loves his blueberry jam specifically. I'm surprised there weren't Angels 4 hide-and-seek videos, to be fair. I can see aphmau's eye still open.
Oh, my Irene!
Void burns. And they're bad. We need to get him out of here.
That void burns line, you know, that's somewhat justified, because not everyone would have seen void paradox, so they won't know what those are, or where, or what causes them. And just saying void burns, you know, you get the burns from traversing the void. Makes sense.
Void burns. What does that mean?
Never mind. I combat this position, and it comes back to bite me in the face immediately.
Will he be okay?
He's been marked by the emptiness, the void. I've only seen it once before. It could...
You know, that to some people might imply that she was around for void paradox, or potentially when Lawrence returned from the void. But, yeah, we don't know.
Kill him. We need to get him home.
I'll be fine. Where is everyone else?
Yeah, can't get him home yet, so that's the whole reason we're still trapped here. That's the whole point of the season.
Stay calm. We need to get you out of here.
I'll be
I mean, great, we're also, you know, 100 feet in the air, so that might have to wait.
fine. Are they okay?
Garth and Caitlin, they're under forever potions.
She never answered how Blaze was doing from last episode, by the way. I must look around the recall, I can't tell why. Maybe that's part of being turned by an Ultima, but yeah, you're right, they do seem much redder than normal. And not like the sense like the sclera red, because she's been crying. It's more, yeah, the irises, yeah. I don't know.
Travis's his body and mind have been taken over by a demon.
But how?
You were supposed to protect her!
I do like the moment for Zack, though, actually, because, I mean, it's one of those things that I imagine that if you're like, you know, if you're like an absentee parent and you want to suddenly, you know, reach out and correct the mistake that you've made, even though you can't correct it, you know, part of you is like, well, are they better off without me? I should have approached sooner, but the longer that I wait to do so, the worse it will be. But it's still going to be bad no matter when I do it. I get the uncertainty, actually. So putting him here at this distance, you know, and also kind of the framing now I think about it, the tunnel being, the tunnel that's not lit behind him, even though everywhere else is, that sort of makes me think that, you know, he's turning his back on this dark past. He's looking out towards the brighter future that he could have for himself, where the lights are coming from, but he's hesitating. He is right now at the midpoint, and whether or not he takes his next step forward is up to him, or if he goes back into the darkness and sort of seals his fate, whether or not he will be able to emerge from that place ever again. I like that. Maybe it's not that deep, but I don't care. I'm pretending like it is.
What am I doing?
I mean, it's sort of ruined by a little bit by like the lighting at the end, but whatever.
This has gone too far.
And I guess also maybe he feels like he can't advance, yeah.
We need to get back to everyone else. Maybe Lucinda can do something about his burns.
You know, if I can hear my name from a mile away...
Yeah, how can you hear from a mile away? You're a MyStreet character. You have no peripheral hearing or any distant hearing whatsoever. How on earth did you hear her speaking at a normal volume saying your name? This place does not echo nearly that much. Otherwise, there would be a reverb filter on this. Oh, speaking of, I'm off my reverb filter. Jeez, you've had me say that be in the reverb the entire time. Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
Is everything okay?
She could hear her name from a mile away, but she couldn't see what was happening. Or maybe she just arrived. Lucinda, you can teleport. It's just like, okay. Sure, why not waste up time and energy by running over? That makes sense.
What happened?
He was trapped in another place. It was dark, and I had to use the realm breaker to get him out.
Lucinda, her beloved.
Rose said that these were
Void burns.
I like Garth and Kenny running in the background as well, so you can see them get in position.
I've only read about them. I don't think he's in any danger right now, other than the pain. I might be able to do something, but not here.
We'll worry about me when we all get out of here.
As now they're in position. Nice.
Hey.
At least the blocking doesn't let up in this episode, despite me not liking it overall. And again, no words needed apart from hey. That's it.
My body moved on its own.
Okay, never mind. I keep commenting things and they just keep undoing, but alright. Gotta go fast. Well, see, the thing is, if Lucinda still used potions, you could have used a potion of swiftness on herself. That would have technically worked. I guess a potion of speed they're called now. I think they changed the name in official Minecraft.
I didn't want to hurt anyone.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do any of it.
It's kind of interesting since, like, this is exactly what aphmau thought for the entirety of, like, aphmau's year, and probably even now to some extent. But having her, who's, you know, she's gone through this right now, be the one to reassure them that she knows that they weren't in, you know, in control of their actions. I mean, that's not only growth for aphmau, but it's also, you know, kind of like a, you know, kind of brings that idea full circle, narratively speaking, for season 4.
I couldn't stop it.
What happened to you guys didn't happen to me. I made those choices on my own. Everything was because of my own actions.
I'm surprised that... Oh, I guess... Yeah, because he's already had his moment with aphmau. That makes sense. Kawaii-chan's also staring at him. Is she in pain or is she annoyed right now? See if we can get a good angle of her after this, because I don't know. And here we go. Bear in mind, this is about like the 5-minute mark, just to reference for later. This Kenny is about to syndrome crying. I mean, Andy is, you know, I wouldn't say like Andy's that far back as far as the crying goes. It's one of those things that I struggle with a lot, even though I did it once for Cherub's Tale, but yeah. And also, I know that Bon wants to talk to me at some point about getting the emotions across in a particular episode. So I'm gonna have to try and step that up particularly.
It would be so easy, and all of this would be over.
Would it though? You're still thousands of feet in the air, and you know, Michael still has a relic. I don't know. I mean, I know he doesn't know quite what's going on, but I don't know how much you know, Rowan's filled in for him.
No one else would have to live in fear. No one else's family torn apart.
There's no more Ultimas out there. Again, it's been hundreds of years since the Ultima started. They could have other descendants with the curse. You know, curse.
You're just a monster. So easy. Toby, what are you doing? There. Toby, put the rifle down!
Put that rifle down! No!
We have the opportunity to end this entire struggle right here and now!
You also had the element of surprise, but you kind of sacrificed that by the sake of like, it would be so easy right now. Oh, I could do it. ooh, pew pew pew. Like you could have just done the pew pew pew, honestly. Anyway. A gun, a sort of round-looking object in Minecraft. Witchcraft! Burn him at the stake! Burn the witch! Yeah, exactly. And then again, he is pointing it currently at a witch, so, well. Or in proximity.
One more step and I will fire!
You're looking behind at him. That was a weird cut. Maybe they kind of like missed out that something didn't load properly. It's all like cut to itself there. Interesting. There we go. Now she's angry for reasons.
What are you doing?
Does it look like idiot?
Get out of my way!
No! Enough of us have been hurt! I won't let anyone else harm my friends!
That goes for me too.
And I have actual armor, so, you know, put me at the front.
Us too.
You have my claws, and my fire fists, and my bandages, and my magic.
That goes for all of us.
What do you think you have? A gun? No. Ha! Stealthy Rowan strikes again.
Kwai-chan? Huh? I
Okay.
got the goods.
I got the goods. I got the goods.
Back for me!
Haha.
They never saw me coming. Besides, I stole my hubby's jacket.
You'll never get this hoodie back. It's mine. Mine, I say.
But, as I was saying, you guys can now buy these hoodies, which are now available. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Zane
I
only
indeed
has
stole,
like 1,000
bought the
of these
hoodie.
hoodies left,
Hmm.
and once they're stolen, sold out,
Hmm.
they're gone. Oh, no!
I think I got mine before there was like 1,000 left. I think it was like sort of middle intermission of this the series, so it's not like it was like one of the last ones. But you know,
There's a stupid but hot thief! I'm calling the police!
did they break down a door during that? Okay.
Kwai-chan, run! Ah!
You have my... Yep, sorry. And my hoodie! Or Zane's hoodie, rather.
No! Not the phone! I can't go back again!
I can't go... Hold on. I can't go back again. aphmau, what did you do the first time? My goodness. It's like one of her new videos. aphmau got arrested in Minecraft. I think that's an actual video, by the way.
Is that all you have? Nothing more to give?
I mean, you're wasting time here, Michael. I don't know about you. I mean, you can continue to beat up on Holler, but also, why?
How does it feel to completely
Oh, that is true. Yeah, Zane almost did get caught shoplifting once. But it's weird because he worked at that mall before.
exhaust your mother's being?
Ah, yes, his mother's being... Yeah, I forgot about that. Someone mentioned, you know, the like Holler's mother, kind of implying that Holler may also be a descendant of Irene. Not sure whether or not it's meant to be Levin or Malachi, or if Irene just simply adopted yet another child, which I would not put it past Darius aphmau to do that. So, you know.
You have a relic of a willing soul. And it still wasn't enough to leave even a scratch.
I am surprised that if a willing soul is more powerful, that Michael didn't try to coerce somebody to become, you know, I guess the Ultima soul was so powerful anyway, it wouldn't have mattered ultimately. Haha, ultimately. I just see what I did there. Maybe that was it. Animation time. I think it took so long as well because I have to constantly build around the Celestial Cannon as both a map in Minecraft and in the animation software. Unless you can load schematics into animating softwares, I'm not sure if you can. With my that's probably my animating feature I just don't know about. God, how scary and ugly he was. Ugly? You can't even see his face. I'm surprised how tall he is, though.
Old man.
Like, he looks very big during that. Anyway. I love that, like, one collision from above is enough to, like, start the alarms. I guess he hit terminal velocity. Maybe that's what happened.
We're not level anymore. What the heck is going on?
It's all those glowing purple eyes.
The old man.
It's like an end man.
Don't have much time. Michael is on the platform right above us. He originally planned to take Aaron's soul after he...
Okay. We are at the 10-minute mark currently. This is the part I want people to remember. Mark this down. 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Kind of. 11 seconds, but whatever.
Transformed. But with Aaron gone, he took a more drastic step. He used the cannon to take the souls of every single person on the island below. And now he's stronger than any of us can handle.
Immediately, I think this could have been like a told off-screen thing, potentially, because we did see that last episode, but, you know. Yes, 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Remember that.
The souls of everyone?
There was a man who took care of this place that stayed back to fight Michael.
Hala?
He allowed us to escape, and he told
Yeah, I guess Rome wouldn't know his name, so fair.
us that there was someone here who could use the relic and fight back. A woman with raven-colored hair.
Well, that's pretty evident. And here we go, back into...
I'm sorry for
Back
all the
into
trouble we've
Emlyn.
caused you and your family.
Okay, yeah, again, the you and your family. So Hola's mother might just be someone else entirely.
It's impossible for us to be able to control everything. Make
He sounds a little bit, like, deeper than usual, actually.
sure you take care of your friends. Keep her away from this place.
Is that like a flowing line? Is that part of, like, the missing Minecraft textures, or is that on my screen?
You know, you could join us.
There's no place for me outside of here.
By the way, I think this might also be the control room, as if my main criticism of this room has always been the fact that it shouldn't have, you know, if it's not been accessed for years, it shouldn't have control panels to activate the cannon. You know, a lot like technological buttons and such. But actually, yes, I think that's where the panel would be, I believe. But it's just empty. It's been emptied. Which maybe there was a different way before that somehow. Maybe it's like the runes in Gormiti or something that you can just control if you're at the guide chair. No one's going to get that reference, but I don't know. Anyone who grew up in Spain or Italy will understand that one.
Place that I called home is gone. And long forgotten. My family gave their all to save what was left of this world. And I will stand watch to make sure it stays safe.
Again, some cataclysmic event that should have happened at the end of Season 3 of Diaries. Probably.
Should the time ever come when you need me, I'll be here, as you were for me.
Unless I'm dead, but you know. My reincarnation will be. My corporeal fragments.
Woman with raven hair. The only one here is...
Yes, Gareth, we got that.
aphmau?
My God, I know that Gareth's a himbo, but he also realized and looked before. You had every single person closing their eyes on aphmau before this flashback happened. If you cut away from that flashback back into aphmau's perspective as everyone's looking at her, they would all get who you're talking about. The audience are not stupid. They know there's one with raven hair there. My goodness.
I don't know.
He didn't say anything other than that.
What did he want with her?
If this machine turns people's souls into weapons, then maybe what he meant was to fight fire with fire.
What? You want to use it? You can't be serious.
You're saying we should fight him?
That's Travis!
Just listen! We are out of time and options! What?
Okay, they weren't that outraged with him. I've made like this to be, I've joked about this scene a bunch in the last 5 years. Like, just listen to me! Ah! Like, they barely talked over you at this point. They just like, I mean, sure, that scene I would have had them like protest a bit more and have the scene like a bit quicker pace. Like, are you serious? That's Travis! Don't fight him! Listen to me! Like that kind of thing. A little bit more of that. And also the music doesn't really help because it's like so quiet. Yeah, so for these reasons, Zane's outrage here. I can see where it's coming from, but also like, what? If I just look at everyone else, Kim just standing there. Yeah, maybe this is happening simultaneously. I don't really know, actually.
What other choice do we have right now?
It's weird thing to say this, but this music reminds me of some stages in Mario Galaxy. Like, specifically the ones that are like right before an action piece happens. You know, you get like you're like a calm planet for a moment, probably trying to buy water, perhaps like dark water or something, and then, you know, you go off to the action a second later and the music kicks in.
Ghost, you said you've been here before. Do you know how the machine works? And how to use relics?
I've been here before.
Yeah. This room was meant to be used to turn a soul into a relic. And a relic can be wielded either as a blessing or a weapon. It depends on who the relic was before they were turned, and the relationship with the wielder of said relic.
Yeah, this kind of thing, you know, it's one of those things where, like, dramatic irony, I guess, comes back to bite you in a sense, because the audience know all of this already, especially thanks to Michael and his endless speeches about the use of relics and such. And Zane's to fight fire with fire implies the relics can be used for good as well. That's what they're going to do. But the characters don't really have, like, most of that. So again, this probably should have been a case of, you know, them explaining this potentially while the Michael versus Holler fight is going on. How I would have paced the episode is going back and forth between different exposition points, cutting away from that to the Holler fight, as if like that's the main focus until later. But because of course he got pummeled eventually immediately, I guess there might have been an animation thing. Maybe they considered that, but yeah, it's kind of left, I guess, hollow by comparison. That's Blueberry Jam. Zane must really like strawberry jam. Look at him. Yeah, and Kawaii-chan likes raspberry jam on her bandages. That's true.
Their true power only shown when the soul accepts the wielder. They either need to be very close or family.
Can they be turned back to normal?
Yes, but it depends.
This part is actually new information because we've never seen up until this point a person who became a relic being turned back to normal. That never actually happened in Diaries because we never got to see that stage. We never knew who Irene's relic was at one point before or anything. So that part is new information that I guess they need to get across. So again, this is where I would have cut from the fight to aphmau saying that. Yeah.
Using a relic consumes the essence of the soul. Hopes, thoughts, memories. They're all given up for that power, either willingly by the soul who is the relic, or by force. If a soul has been consumed too much, there's nothing to bring back.
Then we need to split the load. Can a person wield more than one relic?
Zane has come up with some really good ideas, to be fair.
I don't know. My memories aren't.
Do you think it could be possible?
Maybe? I mean, I don't see why not.
It's interesting. MyStreet Zane is technically more ambitious than his Diary's counterpart, because Diary Zane did want to wield a relic, but to my knowledge, like the amulets and like the magical relics that he had were not like the same idea as like the proper Irene style relic that we're seeing right now. So they didn't really count, even though he did actually have several. He also gave one to Gareth to corrupt him in his Jury of Nine form, so yeah, kind of. Right, so can a relic be forced upon a person? Well, we saw that before with Derek. Remember, because he sacrificed himself to be turned to a relic instead of Aaron previously. Which again, another reason why I don't think the Ultima state ever left him. It's just that he learned to suppress that, I guess, almost entirely somehow. Anyway, that's why I don't think there's like a curse that's passed on as well. Because if not, his ultimate essence would not have been more powerful than a willing soul, as evidenced by Michael here. Of course, I really should have made that ultimate genetic curse theory a long time ago.
We don't have much time. If the cannon is already off-center, then it may be losing altitude. If we crash and this machine breaks, then we may never have this opportunity again. We need one of us to use the others as relics and go up and stop him.
That was already implied from what we were saying before, but yes.
Wait, then who's gonna be the one to fight?
Gee, maybe the one that they said was the one with the raven hair that has to do this and has that power. Kind of obvious.
I can do it. I'll go up and...
It has to be aphmau.
What? Why?
No!
I'm sorry, but it has to be her. There's no time to argue about this.
There's no time to argue about it. Really? Because we've been here for 5 minutes, Lucinda. You sure there's no time?
It has to be her. She shares a close connection with the majority of us. More of us are compatible with her than anyone else. Maybe that's what that man meant when he said to look for her.
Yeah, the problem is that that man didn't know any of that. I would know. People might be expecting me to say like, oh, well, we should have taken this part out because the prophecy thing was already talked about, the raven hair thing. Actually, I'm going to say the opposite. I think this part should have been kept, like Lucinda saying that aphmau was the one who everyone had a connection to, or most of her connection to, because she did bring everyone together in one way or the other, be that in Phoenix Drop High or somewhere else, which ultimately, again, gives justification for all those other, prequel series, the first season of MyStreet as a whole, because people tended to dismiss those around this time. I remember that Maya particularly said that she didn't bother going back to watch the first 3 seasons of MyStreet because season 4 onwards was enough story for her. And twice I said, I mean, yeah, sure, but like, if you find out that a good show has more good stuff to offer, why would you not go check out said good stuff? So yeah, it does feel like the culmination idea of all of what aphmau as the main character has gone through. And again, aphmau gets criticism all the time for being a bland main character, even though that's not the case. I addressed that in the scene where, she and Blaze have a talk and such. But yeah, that's why I think that's should have been how this was handled. I mean, yes, of course, aphmau's like a corporeal fragment of Irene and whatever, blah blah, chosen one, yada yada. But I mean, it would have been even better if that was like if it was the case that she was always going to end up being the one anyway because of who she was, not because of what she was. That to me would feel more powerful if we like removed that bit before. And it was just Lucinda and I guess everyone else coming to the realization that they can't they can't ask aphmau directly to put herself through this, but they sort of have to. And it's going to be aphmau's decision, of course, because Aaron had his moment in season 4. Now aphmau's the hero.
If it has to be this way,
Then I'll do it.
Maybe I could.
No. I can do this.
You've had your time, Jason. It's my show.
I will do it.
Then, the question is, who will be turned into a relic?
I volunteer as relic.
This is asinine. You want to sacrifice each other?
Oh, now you pipe up. After several minutes of them discussing the just this very idea, now you say that you're gonna come into here. And Zane did ask before if I had any other ideas. You could have said something there, but you didn't, Rowan.
The very thing that Michael wanted to do in the first place.
And did. He has currently done that thing.
What other choice do we have?
Let's just take a second to listen to how insane your plan is.
Oh yes, please. We're up to 6 minutes of time now. Let's take a second and listen to ourselves.
You want to throw yourselves into this machine so one of you can use the others as fuel to fight a battle we're all very certain we'll lose?
Yes. Toby looks so mortified there. He's like, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not compatible with aphmau. What is going on?
Rowan, as bad as you put it, any alternative would just be worse.
Yeah, like fighting themselves separately. Actually, maybe that would have worked. Like if they all went up and fought, I guess, separately. Well, I mean, if they weren't all partially injured, really. That could sort of give a little bit of time, like formulate a strategy, maybe. But the thing is, they've already wasted so much time anyway, so they kind of need the boost. This is kind of, I guess, the argument between, the martial arts era of Dragon Ball versus the surpassing one's limits era of Dragon Ball. Pre/post Namek Saga, I suppose, and the Super Saiyan. I guess that, and in that sense, strategy has got them this far. But ultimately, when you're backed into a corner with no other options and all you can rely on is your own basic power, then that's it itself is a different form of story, and that's where Super Saiyan originally came from as well. And Triple Relic aphmau will as well.
If everyone on the island is gone,
Then all of us here, we're all that's left.
If we don't make this choice, then no one else will be able to.
There's no turning back now. We don't have anywhere to run to.
If we don't do this,
Yeah, they're all thousand in the air.
who will?
We have a chance to stop this here and now.
To
Okay, we
prevent
get it.
history from repeating itself.
Okay, all right. As much as I say, like, they shouldn't have had everyone chime in there because we get the idea. The line of Travis repeated itself coming from Ghost, that is spectacular, though. I will say that much. Yeah, cut some of the middle ones.
I believe in us. Everything we've been through. Each of us.
Standing Moses bought this way my paycheck.
Come this far.
Do Guardian Forces get paid? Yeah, I think to be issues like the paychecks of the people, the other Guardian Forces, like here at least. I don't know about himself. I'm sure a higher administration pays him.
Together, we can end this reign of fear.
Listen to yourselves. Do you realize what everyone here has been through? You don't need to be heroes right now, especially
Then when are you going to be heroes? All right, sure. I guess we've been through enough. We'll just die then.
when you have little to no idea what you are doing.
We are running out of time with nowhere to turn to!
We're in this together. This goes far beyond us. If that monster gets out, how will that affect our world?
That's a fair question. I don't think we find out more about the Demon Warlock's plans other than getting a bunch of power and punish Irene. No time. All right, I get the concept. I don't know the reference either, sorry. Slow panning shot.
In case you didn't realize, this machine isn't the most subtle thing. Michael will know the second it goes off that it's been activated.
Tough cookies. They've already used it for its purpose.
Exactly what I meant by you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, be quiet.
Rowan!
I don't mean to bring spirits down, but if you're going to do this, you need to think logically.
When activated, the machine will fire here on the center platform from above. It'll engulf everyone here in a bright light.
Does it hurt?
I don't remember.
I mean, he was shielded from it, so maybe it didn't actually affect him at
All I
all.
recall is that it takes a while to activate.
That it does.
We're
You better
running
get
out of
going.
We need to decide who turns into relics now.
Ghost said it needs to be someone close to the wielder. I'll do it. Alpha and I have been friends since we were little, and
It can't be you, brother. We're going to need you for something far more important.
What do you mean?
More important?
Agent R is right in the sense that we need to take precaution when dealing with the unknowns of this situation. We need to make sure Michael, Travis, whoever he is distracted while we activate the cannon. If he comes down here before we're ready, it's over for us.
What are you thinking?
Gareth, Caitlin, know that I understand what I'm about to ask of both of you, but you both are physically strong. Stronger than any of us here.
You're asking us to face him alone,
Well, not alone, together.
aren't you?
I truly don't see any other way to go about this.
I mean, Toby as well, because Toby's not connected, so he would have to go and face him, or at least distract him briefly enough. I guess he wouldn't have the endurance to last against him, unlike Gareth and Caitlin, because otherwise they'd be better as fuel for relics. But again, Zane the strategist is also, yeah. Oh, so now the thing starts to first feel like they have a time limit. No, it really doesn't. That's the problem with this episode. There's so much talking, and most of it is them saying that they're running out of time. They're talking about how little time they have, and yet here they are. 5 years have been like the person to complain about this episode the most.
He's right. You two are stronger now than before. Under his control, your judgment was clouded, but now you should be able to think more logically.
We know. Get a move on.
I'm in.
Why are you shocked, James? It's your idea.
I'm terrified. Don't get me wrong, but if it buys us time to save everyone, to save Travis, I want to redeem myself.
I mean, Ken has been pummeling Travis, to be fair, so, you know.
For what I've done.
Count me in. I'll never be able to live knowing I tried to hurt my friends. My brother. I want to pay back.
Let's
see. Gareth has the quiet rage all the way down, yeah.
This a fun going out party then.
First one to land a face hit.
You're on.
It's like they're back at prom.
You guys.
Just make sure not to take too long to come save us.
We're counting on you.
Actually, Lucinda's also a good stalling person, because again, she's been able to freeze people in the past, even including Michael, so... But I don't know if he'd fall for that trick again, maybe.
Thank you. Both of you. That leaves 5 of us to decide who becomes a relic.
It unfortunately can't be Kim or Ghost. We need them to operate the machine.
Yeah, again, implying the machine was there in the past. So, the panel disappearing thing. Yeah, that was wishful thinking on my part, never mind.
I stand corrected. That leaves 4 of us.
Let's think more about this. We know that aphmau can potentially hold 1 relic, but does that mean...
Zane, I can do it.
Yes, the one gash wound versus Zane being stabbed twice last time.
Nana.
Oh, okay, so quote from Disney Hercules. Yeah, I haven't seen Disney's Hercules.
I can.
I have no doubt in my mind you are strong enough to do it. But you're physically hurt right now.
Okay, so he means like strong and like, you know, on a good day. Because yes, like I've said before, Kawaii-chan is actually very strong. You know, she comes across as extremely weak, I guess because of like how deep the wound went before, but yeah, that's not the case.
I don't know what will happen to you if you become a relic, or even if your body can handle it. I'm so proud of you for how far you've come, but I don't want to risk it.
He's right. You may not be stable enough, and right now we can't take that risk.
It's a shame Kawaii-chan got stabbed, actually, because, or I guess got slashed. Because if that hadn't happened, can you imagine that, you know, they decide Garth is going to stay by aphmau particularly, you know, to give like that extra strength boost, and Caitlyn and Kawaii-chan are the ones that went after to face Michael. The two roommates that used to hate each other that have now grown so close, again, also because of aphmau, facing off against the Murloc. Again, I know that's me kind of projecting the idea because I did say that my favorite part of season 1 of MyStreet is aphmau, Caitlyn, and Kawaii-chan. You know, the three roommates and how they interact with one another. That to me, you know, is really what sells season 1, especially. You know, ignoring all the romance stuff. You know, throw in the best friends Zane thing. That's what really does it for me. But yeah. But in this case, you know, in this reality, as she has been slashed, that is unfortunately never going to happen. Oh well. And yes, they are cute, especially at this point. I guess in general too, but they've had their moments.
But that doesn't mean that you aren't needed here. It means that if something goes wrong,
They say Zane Chan's
you'll
must
be
be
the last line of
forced.
defense to help us.
Oh sure, last line defense. Great. You're gonna get past Kawaii-chan. Oh, there, I tore my stitches again. Excuse me while I bleed to death. Blech. My goodness. Now I know how Jess felt, you know, writing these scenes with a knife. I think it was the finale episode where she was like writing with a knife in that one image. Oh, okay.
That leaves
the look.
I was expecting no less.
See, now they don't verbally say everything. Now it only took a look between everyone to figure it out. Now it was only one shot with all the people in focus that would be important. Where was that before? Good lord. Anyway. Quite has triple bows. This one has 3 bows, 2 in the hair and 1 alone in the tail. Yeah. That I have not forgotten about because, my goodness.
You know, I
Aphmau
probably would have
stuck to
never
one.
met you two if it wasn't for Aph.
That's not the case. You went to the same high school, but maybe you wouldn't become like so close friends. Zane especially gained notoriety in the school. Kawaii-chan, on the other hand, she met Lucinda during the slumber party, so I get that.
Are you absolutely sure about this?
Oh, sorry, his friends sorry, Zane and Aaron, never mind. Aaron also was notorious at the school.
none of us would have met if it wasn't for her.
Yeah, Lucinda just said that. Why do they repeat themselves so much?
All to end.
Please stop repeating
I
yourselves.
want to protect you all.
I want this to end too,
Go
this
back to
scene.
those times.
Yeah, so did I. Season 7 never happens, but oh well.
We can't create memories like that again if we fail here.
I love how we got up until season 4. Again, like I said, those seasons are important before that point for Emerald Secret.
If you guys are really with me, then I'm ready.
Youth makes you do crazy things, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess Ron and Toby just didn't include themselves in that roster.
Hypocrite, I see.
I live life on the edge.
All right.
Right.
Here's the plan. Caitlyn, Gareth, you both distract Michael as long as you can. Kim, Kawaii-chan, you two get ready to activate the cannon. See if you can find a way to reverse the damage when everything is done.
You know, I will say as well, Zane has come really far as well. Oh my goodness, I just realized something. Zane's whole ordeal in like, well, I guess even in diaries, but also in MyStreet was his quest for power, right? Hold on. And like, yeah, like just having like any sort of authority over anyone. That's why he was the head of Neighborhood Watch, just because he wanted the power over somebody else. He wanted to be seen as a leader of some kind. You know, there was this thing after this, I guess, set after this, in the MyStreet side stories, where he wants to, you know, become like, I guess, like the leader of the neighborhood block administration, whatever it was. I mean, yes, he wants to make a pool, but from that, but still, like, it's another thing that he wants to have over somebody else. And here he is, not having prepared for this at all, but using just his brain and his ability to try and, like, you know, use everyone's strengths as advantage, you know, having like actual friends and trying to, you know, see what was best in this case for everyone and the entire world. And here he is with that authority, having not requested it, and people just accept that, you know, he's right and it should correspond to him. So actually, yeah, Zane eventually kind of got what he wanted, but just not in the way that he would ever have envisioned. You know, he'd be the one, he wanted to subjugate the world. He wanted to destroy the town at one point. He didn't want to save it. But now he does. And now because he's accepted that side, now he has earned the power that he wanted to take by force. That's amazing. That's a raised Levi drink right there. I'm saving it. I'm saving it for later. It's like the older brother now. Speaking of brothers, I wonder what Caden's brothers are up to. They're probably fine. Anyone outside of Starlight is probably okay. They'll be wondering why their dad hasn't called them recently, but, you know.
Roger.
Lucinda, Aaron, and I
will be ready.
We just stand here and look pretty.
aphmau.
Classic Lucinda, of course.
Be strong.
Not much time left. Caitlin, Garoth, follow me.
Garoth. Yeah, finally Toby does something.
Don't die on me.
Even in situations like this, he's not good with words.
One last thing. Travis.
That's right.
For the time being, we have to seal him away. It's the only solution I can think of without killing him. You'll need that.
But
she's right.
That? What do you mean that?
As harsh as it is, you'll either have to seal him away or kill him.
Yeah, we just implied that.
Depends on how far you can go without dying first.
How far we can go.
I think that was important from one of the musical
Ghost,
lines.
When you said that relics use hopes, thoughts, and memories, what would that mean for those who become the relics?
As I said, the power for the relics are drawn from the ones who become relics. It's possible that the people you knew will give everything up if they go too far.
What about the one who holds the relics?
I don't know.
You know, I wonder if aphmau ever got like flashbacks of other people's pasts before this point. That could be interesting to explore.
Their body could become severely damaged.
You're all sure?
As I'll ever be.
Not turning back now.
It is my plan, after all.
Then do it already. Jeez.
Lucinda, do you think a normal human can cast the entrapment spell you used on Michael before?
With many years of practice, yes. But not just one ordinary person can do it.
What about
Oh, two, yeah.
How much do you know about witchcraft and magics?
Kim? Probably nothing. But for me, Evelyn, far more than you do.
I like how, you know, because it's like the same person as Corinne Sundberg, is she's just able to, you know, sync that up with herself. It's not impossible with 2 VAs, but it takes a lot of coordination.
So you do have a name after all.
Yeah, one that's the same name as one of your friends. We're just going to ignore that for now. Talk about giving up your memories, jeez.
We can talk about it later. Care to jog my memory on a spell of yours?
With pleasure.
Will the spell alone be enough to stop him?
Anyway, can entrap long enough to use the Realm Breaker.
It's the
I
Marvel
can use this cannon too.
Imagine Lil Lap having dreams of people's past. She didn't know how to explain, so she's told her mum that she had nightmares. Well, I don't know about little aphmau, because, like, sure, but the thing is, you know, this would be like, you know, big aphmau, I suppose, or less little aphmau that would be going through that. But actually, maybe Sylvana popped in for a visit, and she's like, Mom, I had a nightmare. It's like, I came to visit Miha. Oh, wait, you have a nightmare? Okay, lie down, sweetie. Tell me about your bad dreams. Well, I was playing baseball, and then a snowball hit me in the eye. No, it wasn't baseball. It was playing a snowball. It was having a snowball fight. It was like a snowball fight in Ocasis. I was dressed in armor for some reason, and then a snowball hit me in the eye, and the snowball was a rock. It's like, didn't that happen to Zane?
What are you thinking?
This cannon has multiple purposes. Show me your spell, then I can take care of the rest. But I'll need your help for sure, Kawaii-chan.
Right!
Good thing she's included. And finally, it fades. Yes! Levi drink, because it's over. We're away from this scene. Okay. So remember how I said to remember 10 minutes and 10 seconds? I said that because that was the starting time for what we just saw. We are currently 27 minutes and 7 seconds into this. So nearly 17 whole minutes were dedicated to just going over this plan. Like I said, some of it was needed. A lot of it was just repeating what a character had just said before, someone delaying an action with no other alternatives, even though clearly everyone else is desperate. And some of it was just a case of, like, you know, we want everyone to say a line here, so we're going to have them do that. But we're also going to remind you of how much urgency there is and how there's so little time. Meanwhile, Michael has spent 17 minutes twiddling his new thumbs and just, I guess, doing nothing, basking in his glory, and I guess, I don't know, what is he doing up there? I guess we're about to see what took him 17 minutes. My goodness, that scene, I said 15 minutes before when I timed it last time 5 years ago. 17 is even worse. And we're still in this room as well, but I guess, yeah, they would be.
Everyone.
And Rowan's still just standing there. If he lives life on the edge, he can go up and help the others. He didn't even get mentioned during this plan.
Ready?
As will ever be. Activating now!
Now see why people hate singing, as you know, as I said before. Yep, for sure.
Well, how did you get here?
And so it turns out I can still hear. I mean, well, see, Terry actually came up with something.
He's past hearing your pathetic cries.
Funny counter teleports.
All he can do is sit there and watch.
Travis!
Is he
please,
sitting
if
or
you're
he's
in
lying?
there, please listen to me!
Do you remember the day your father disappeared? Don't you remember? He didn't just vanish. No, not at all. He was killed. By your hands! Just like your son is about to do to you.
I guess that is one way to get rid of the previous vessels. And also, it's like he's only got one hand. He's trying with one hand. That's not easy. Triangulation takes like several minutes normally with two hands, and now, you know, here they are.
That was easier than I thought.
Not fair!
Looks like you two aren't as weak-minded as I thought. It's quite impressive you were able to break free from years of cultivated potions.
Shut up!
We aren't.
Yeah, I mean, years of cultivated potions, and that's all it took. Yeah, honestly, he's got a good point. His potions were not that good after all.
Talk.
Funny. Most humans want to prolong their death as much as possible.
You know, a nicely cold line.
A shame to lose powerful warriors this way.
And yeah, like I said, he seems much taller. Much like Holler as well. He was way taller than Holler. I think it's been... I think his... I guess... If one... For like, if he's not animated, then his NPC model and more-player models has been scaled up. That's why he looks bulkier as well. But if it's in the animation software, they probably just, you know... enhanced him differently. That's a nice cry from Lizzie there. And a big open gash. I think that might be the same gash asset that's on Kawaii-chan currently, but it doesn't quite match this particular wound. But it does lead into one of the coldest things that the Demon Warlock ever does. Watch. Unnecessary, but cool.
Is this truly all the strength you two have?
I mean, that was a weapon. I don't call that strength necessarily. A pointy sword.
Really? You are more powerful under my control.
Should have aimed for the head.
Let's fix that, shall we?
Ha! Or not.
What?
You're too late.
Even if you pathetic human...
You're too late! That's a Swiper quote.
have relics, none of you know how to use them now, do you? One won't be enough against me. Your efforts are meaningless against me.
He did say to the Holler before that his relic of a willing soul did not suffice, so he did foreshadow that, by the way.
In fact, let's make this a little more painful for you, shall we?
Mom?
You know, Cell tried this in Dragon Ball as well. That's why TFS made a joke about the fact that he doesn't know the person, so he couldn't actually do this properly.
Gargar.
You know, I forgot about this. In Fallen Angels, we actually do something very similar. Abraxas uses Adam's mum as leverage, but it doesn't work. I completely forgot about that. We didn't connect that before. That was parallel thinking for sure. I was so deeply buried that I didn't even recognize it anymore. You really think that can take me down? I'm not as weak as your little Mifwa friend. Someone talked about Kawaii-chan. I thought it was a sneeze. That's not what a sneeze sounds like. Jeez. She explodes.
Don't fight anymore. You're safe now with me.
How is he safe exactly?
What do you mean?
Michael, the demon warlock is going to create a new world. A world where we can all be together again.
Where? Inside of, as part of his biomass?
We can be together again.
A place where pain and suffering will end.
Did Gareth's eyes go grey in that last scene?
All your friends will be happy. We can all move on.
Never mind, they've gone back. Oh, they seem like they're like losing a bit of their texture or something. That blue seems like it's being plastered on. It's blue with like it's blue over the top of the grey. That's why it looks different to the blue that Caitlin had before, which was identical in the previous shot.
Ma, do you promise?
I'm your mother. I would never lie to you.
Don't laugh, you'll ruin the trick.
How do you like my true power? I'll use everything against you. Everything and everyone.
Don't tell him that. That ruins the deceit. What is wrong with you?
Ever loved on your mind.
I will manipulate you, and you will not be aware of it. Oh no, you're aware. I'm an idiot. I mean, no, they're supposed to be naturally blue. They wouldn't, if they're shifting to green, they wouldn't have gone to grey first.
In my weakened state, I relied on potions. But now, my powers of manipulation have grown far beyond.
Yeah, no, if you tell them anyway. I'm surprised they bounced off and they didn't actually go, like, through him or something. Maybe they hit the horns.
Die! Back to end your
Die!
You're the real monster in this world!
Thank you, Toby. Man, there weren't enough rounds in there.
Shouldn't have looked away.
Would it have made a difference? Nope.
I grow tired of these interruptions. Oh, Gareth.
Too tired, we've got more. You say you got time for interruptions. You spent 17 minutes staring at the sky. What interruptions are you worried about exactly? What were you planning right after this? Is the celestial cannon supposed to be like moving currently? Is it like your moving spaceship that's taking you to the mainland or something? That'd be pretty cool and a good place if that were the case, but it doesn't seem like it is based on like where it falls in relation to Starlight. So I don't know. He's just, all right, this is taking too long. I agree. Die.
Gareth?
Oh, he's boss.
Gareth! What are you doing?
Okay, now his eyes are green. Oh, now I see what they were trying to do. They were loading up the extra texture to make the extra texture blue over the top of the gray in order to change it over to this to whatever effect this is right now. Or it's being masked because I think it's like the flames that go over the top of the iris themselves.
No. He's no longer your ally now. Gareth, I want you to kill her.
Man, he said Garoth originally, now he's saying Gareth. He never got corrected at all. Or he did get corrected, he still got it wrong. Poor James Brown Jr. I think that's the name of the voice actor.
This presence.
Mm-hmm. Like Darth Vader, he felt it before. By the way, we're filming this on May the 4th. Interesting how she has like magic things like she can like wield them outside of herself and then it's still technically part of her. Oh, that's probably the realm breaker that's like wielding it.
What do we have here?
More interruptions. 4 of them, all at once. Good luck.
An actual relic wielder, I see. But not only.
I mean, compared to Holler, who is also an actual relic wielder, but yeah.
You choose to use 3?
You did say one wasn't enough.
The last person I've seen do that is...
Ah, so she did have more than one. Interesting. That might explain some of her powers in a way. Like, she was already able to use, like, you know, certain healing abilities before getting her relic back, at least in the rival continuity. In the original one, it was more so to learn healing after the relic came back, and she didn't really do much else, but yeah.
Wait. Don't tell me. This presence...
Well, there's the relic you wanted, and she made it instantly because it was Willing Soul. I forgot how cool this was, so it's on the word but language. How about Spectacular? And now watch this. And Feather transition now. And I remember that specifically because I couldn't go frame by frame at the time, and I had to sync that up as part of one of the music tracks that I did, which is also a giveaway that I should have known that Reborn was going to come soon, because the Demon Warlock Swan Song, my favorite song I've ever recorded, was also, you know, made was I think it came out on like May 12th, 2019, which is the same day that that Reborn Part 2 did. I think. Let me just check that. Or it was Part 3. Maybe it was Part 3 that I synced it up to, because I needed the footage, so I synced up to Part 3. Yeah, May 11th is when Reborn Part 2 came out. So we are, I think that is exactly a week from, is it a week from now? It's about a week from now, a little bit less. But yeah, I remember that feather. I remember that transition. Oh, that transition. It's not a problem for me now. I can go frame by frame, and that's, you know, that's all okay. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, so it's all uphill from here. The last of the aphmau 3-parters, and clearly it follows the trend of you start off with all the worst stuff first and the setup, and then unlike the other versions, actually, this one I think is unique in 3-parters in the sense that most of the high action occurs in the middle of it, and then the aftermath is the ending portion. So I guess that's kind of a comment, a bit like, you know, a season finale and also a 3-parter. And I think, yeah, it's unfortunate that I don't think we ever got like a 3-parter that aphmau did of like any episodes or mini arcs or whatever that kind of got that balance right. It was always skewed towards either the beginning or the end, never the middle. It could be the beginning and the end too. This one, I guess maybe there's the opposite. The middle is the big part, but for sure the beginning was not good in places. It's still not as bad as episode 6 of season 6, but this is definitely my second least favorite episode of When Angels Fall. And I think I said that much 5 years ago when I said, you know, my negative review was what you know, another negative review, I think it was called. I forget what I titled the actual other season 6 reviews, the ones I did at the time. They all had different titles to some degree, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Again, 17 minutes to get through that portion. There's a lot to plan. There's a lot to say, and you don't want to just have it the exposition and be like, okay, bam, 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 and go necessarily. But there is a middle ground in there somewhere where you get some of the same emotions, some of the same ideas, but you don't have to all keep them at once, or you can cut back and forth from it, maybe, and somehow increase the sense of urgency. I don't know if that's, if you want to like have, I don't know, some more, chill some bits around to imply there's more debris falling as the fight continues with Hollow or something. Maybe combine that with a little bit of a confrontation with Terry if you need like extra time. There could be a lot of ways. If anything, Toby actually yeah, he gets his moment where he gets like, well, you know, Rowan gets this adrenaline, points the gun down, but honestly, he could have gone straight up and, you know, tried something else, knowing full well that he's been duped and probably has more of a vendetta against Michael now than the Ultima. And that would have also limited the amount of characters we'd have to get through for these scenes where everyone has to say one thing or another. So, yeah, there were ways around this, and I think, yeah, this episode definitely should have been revised in some way in order to make sure that we wouldn't be spending just all this time talking. Particularly also because, yeah, there's animated portions in here, but bearing in mind that I think maybe the reason we had to wait for a couple months is because they were animating every episode of Reborn, like every one of the all three parts. So that way there'd be, you know, that they wouldn't have to wait so long in between. Well, we would have to wait so long between different segments because there wasn't much animation in here either. But yeah, is there next time? Oh, you bet. I dislike and hoodie. I don't know why we dislike it. Yeah, exactly. You said Mork's about to have a bad time. He sure is, but we'll have a good time next time on May the 11th. That's right. I'm not going to forget this time. I'll be there on May 11th. Same time, same place, 5 years later. Until then, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe to us already. And on that note, until next time, we have Caitlin's strength, Gareth's strength, and Toby's gun. On that note, until next time,